Gentlemen of the press, following the illegal and unconstitutional step taken by the Zamfara State Chief Judge, Honorable Justice Mahadi Aliyu, in constituting a panel of investigation on the impeachment notice served against me by the Zamfara State House of Assembly, I find it necessary to make this statement. What is happening in Zamfara State is not only a violation of the subsisting Federal High Court order directing the maintenance of the status quo ante bellum, but clear robbery. The court order, being clinically ignored, has been duly served on the Chief Judge of Zamfara State House of Assembly, and the Governor of Zamfara State. As Nigerians may recall, following the defection of Governor Bello Montali Mohammed from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, under which he came to power, to the APC, my party instituted an action at the Federal High Court challenging the powers of the Zamfara State House of Assembly as presently constituted to commence impeachment or any other proceedings against me as the duly elected Deputy Governor of Zamfara State on the platform of the PDP. Notwithstanding the service of the said court order on these parties, Mr. Emmanuel C. Okala, SAN, wrote a letter dated 4th February 2022 to the Honorable House of Assembly, drawing his attention that of his colleagues to the court order and the suit number FH-ABJ-CS-650-2021, PDP versus INEC and 5 others, as well as the need to obey it as lawmakers. He equally wrote a similar letter dated 4th February 2022 to the Honorable Chief Judge on the need to follow the good example set by the Chief Judge of Ondo State in similar situation by not constituting any panel that would be illegal in view of subsisting court order, especially since the CJ is a party to the suit before the Federal High Court of Abuja. Despite the foregoing, the Speaker of the Zamfara State House of Assembly contributed a motion with spurious allegations leveled against me to be investigated. That the Chief Judge has gone ahead to constitute a kangaroo panel of 7 members to investigate these so-called allegations clearly indicates that some people are desperate to walk from question to answer, even at the expense of the rule of law and public good. Since I have nothing to hide, I am not afraid to submit myself to investigation of any allegations, unbiased and transparent bodies. However, I am compelled to my professional calling as a lawyer to point out that these actions, especially that of Honorable Chief Judge, improper, indecorous, inappropriate, and unlawful. It constitutes disobedience to the court order and will be tantamount to flagrant breach of the law instituted in a host of Supreme Court cases, such as Supreme Court cases of Waswani versus Salara, 1972, Ojugu versus Governor of Lagos State, 1983, and Mohammed versus Olawumi, 1993. On this matter, which arose principally because someone wants to eat his cake and still have it, there is already a judicial pronouncement directing parties to maintain status quo ante bellum pending the hearing of the motion before the court. All parties, and most especially the Honorable Chief Judge, cannot be seen to engage herself in speculations by concluding that the application already before the court will fail. That is the import of what we are trying to do. Therefore, in consideration of the position of law in the matter and my social standing as a law-abiding citizen, as well as my professional calling as a lawyer, I wish to register my constraints categorically and unequivocally. Appearing before the panel purported constituted by the Zamfara State Chief Judge will amount to conferring legitimacy on an illegal body and violating subsisting court order on maintenance of status quo ante bellum since 19th day of July 2021. In the meantime, I will continue to respect the judicial process while awaiting the outcome of ongoing processes in court as a law-abiding citizen. While I fully support every legal move that will safeguard judicial integrity in Nigeria and save our nascent democracy, I appeal to our supporters to remain law-abiding and ignore the antics of desperate politicians who are bent on causing a breakdown of law and order in an already fragile state by profusely bleeding from sustained attacks from bandits. Thank you for listening. God bless Zamfara State, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you. Yes.
Room for questions.
Just one or two, please.
Okay, Your Excellency, you made your statement. Should the House of Assembly proceed with impeachment against the probably succeed in impeaching you, what will be your next step?
As I've said earlier, it's illegal. They've been warned. They've been. I think even on Monday, while we're in court, the judge specifically told their counsel that they should not proceed with anything that will cause chaos and havoc within the state. And with this warning, I think reasonable people, or rather educated people, should understand that there's no cause for them to continue. But they choose to continue. I think whatever happens, I will still remain the deputy governors of the state, because whatever they've done will be null and void and illegal.
Your Excellency, sir, I understand that. Just for clarity, on the last time you were in court, did the judge give a declaratory order, or it was just mere advisory?
At that point,
yes,
it was advisory and a reminder that any case that's in the court, not all parties should maintain status quo until the outcome and pending of that case. So rather, they should already know that even without the status quo, which there is a status quo, they should not take any action. But if they choose to do it, that's on their own merit.
When you say that if they choose to do it, it's on their own merit, does that mean that as you would also bend over to the decisions of the incumbent, the governor of the state, even though we know the situation or the cases and courts, but as it stands now, there is a substantive governor in the state, Zamfara State, for instance, and one would wonder whether or not you are in tandem with the situation in Zamfara State.
Well, it depends on how you put it. Because as for me, I think I've continued to maintain my office and I've continued to do my duties to the best of my capacity as opposition within the state with the governor. But if he chooses to go on this path, which is a roller coaster down the drain, which is not advisable, because I don't understand how the government that benefited from a court order that gave them the power in 2019. Now there's another existing court order saying they should maintain status quo, but they choose to ignore it. I think this kind of behavior speaks for itself and speaks to what kind of person His Excellency is. So I think I would like to appeal to them one more time to think about their actions. Because I think once they go ahead with this plan, my other strategies will take place, and inshallah, everybody will see.
Could you let us into your other strategies?
No, it's not for the media and the public. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellency.